Osho, Yoga, the Alpha and the Omega, Volume 1. Discourses on the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, given in Bombay, India. Discourse number 6.
That Patanjali Yoga is an exact science, absolutely logical, in which the result is as certain as 2 plus 2 make 4. If the attainment of the unknown and infinite can be reduced to a mere logic, is it not true, and at the same time absurd, that the infinite phenomenon is within the ambit of the finite mind? It looks absurd. It looks illogical. But existence is absurd, and existence is illogical. The sky is infinite, but it can be reflected in a very tiny pool. The infinite sky can be reflected in a small mirror. Of course, the whole of it will not be reflected. It cannot be reflected. But the part is also the whole. And the part also belongs to the sky. Human mind is just a mirror. If it is pure, then the infinite can have the reflection in it. The reflection will not be the infinite. It will be just a part, a glimpse. But that glimpse becomes the door. Then by and by you can leave the mirror behind and enter into the infinite. Leave the reflection behind and enter into the real. Out of your window, a small frame of the window, the infinite sky is there. You can look through the window. You will not see the whole sky, of course, but whatsoever you see is the sky. The only thing to remember is, don't think that whatsoever you have seen is the infinite. It may be of the infinite. It is not the infinite. So whatsoever human mind can conceive may be divine, but it is just a part of it, a glimpse. If you continuously remember that, then there is no fallacy. Then by and by destroy the frame. By and by destroy the mind completely. So the mirror is no more there, and you are freed from the reflection, and you enter the reality. On the surface it looks absurd. How in such a tiny mind there can be any contact with the eternal, with the infinite, with the endless? Second thing has also to be understood. This tiny mind is also not tiny really, because it is also part of the infinite. It looks tiny because of you. It looks finite because of you. You have created the boundaries. The boundaries are false. Even your tiny mind belongs to the infinite. It is part of it. And there are many things to be understood. One of the most paradoxical thing about the infinite is this, that the part is always equal to the whole. Because you cannot divide the infinite. All divisions are false. It may be utilitarian to divide it. I can say that the sky on my house, on my terrace, is my sky. As India says, the sky on the Indian continent is Indian sky. What do you mean? You cannot divide the sky. It cannot be Indian or Chinese. It is an undivided expanse. It begins nowhere, it ends nowhere. Just the same has happened with the mind. You call it your mind, that your is false. The mind is part of the infinite. Just as matter is part of the infinite, mind is part of the infinite, your soul is also part of the infinite. When the Maya is lost, you are the infinite. So if you appear finite, it is an illusion. Finiteness is not a reality. Finiteness is just a conception, an illusion. And because of your conception, you are confined in it. And whatsoever you think, you become. Buddha has said, and he was repeating it continuously for 40 years, that whatsoever you think, you become. Thinking makes you whatsoever you are. If you are finite, it is a standpoint that you have taken. Drop this standpoint and you become infinite. And the whole process of yoga is how to drop the frame, how to destroy the mirror, how to move from the reflection to the reality, how to go beyond the boundaries. Boundaries are self-created. They are not really there. They are just thoughts. That's why whenever there is no thought in the mind, you are not. A thoughtless mind is egoless. A thoughtless mind is boundaryless. A thoughtless mind is already the infinite. Even for a single moment, if there is no thought, you are the infinite. Because without thought there can be no boundary. Without thought you disappear and the divine descends. To be in thought is to be human. To be below thought is to be animal. To be beyond thought is to be divine. But the logical mind will raise questions. The logical mind will say how the part can be equal to the whole. The part must be less than the whole. It cannot be the equal. Ouspensky writes in his one of the few best books of the world, In Tertium Organum, that the part cannot only be the equal to the whole, it can be even greater than the whole. But he calls it a higher mathematics. That mathematics belongs to the Upanishad. In Isavash it is said, you can take out the whole from the whole and still the whole remains behind. You can put the whole into the whole and still the whole remains the whole.